The last topic for this chapter or section is going to be Performance Monitor. So, Performance Monitor is used to display real-time data using performance counters, which are measurements of system activity or the current system state. All right. And this can either be done in real time or from a log file if you have one. The idea behind Performance Monitor is that you should configure it to show the processes you're interested in, such as page file size, free memory, CPU usage, whatever it is. Have it running in the background while you perform your normal chores, just like you're going to be doing in your assignment today. And then you're going to examine the outputs from time to time, and so you can gain understanding and appreciation of what your typical system is doing at whatever points in time. Now, the default time here is 100 seconds. We'll come back to that in a minute. So, Performance Monitor you can have open in front of you. As you can see, it does give you a nice little system summary of our available memory in bytes, our cache faults per second, our network interface, physical disk, process information. Again, all of that's going on. However, what we really care about is this Performance Monitor on the left-hand side in the console tree. So we have performance, then we have our monitoring tools folder, and then we have the performance monitor. So you can go ahead and select that. Now you should see, let's see, once this pops up, I can get out of the way. You can see at the very bottom down here, we have our first item, and that's the red line going on the screen right now. And that is processor time, all right? That one is just about always shown from default unless something funky has happened. So just something for you to be aware of. Now we can add more counters. So this would be counter 1. We can, by right clicking on the graph somewhere, and just say add counters. Now for our purposes of this, let's go ahead and find our RAM. So we're going to go down to memory. Helps if I go the right way, doesn't it? Go to memory. And you can see there's a lot of different options in memory. But let's, for our purposes, we're just going to go with available in megabytes. Go ahead and hit OK to that. Oh, and I didn't do that right. So add counters. Gotta do it again. Always bothers me. Memory, available in megabytes. And then you hit the add button. That's a key. Then you can hit OK. So over here, this is going to be the counters that we're adding to our current setup. So if I go ahead and hit OK now, you can see, if I scroll down, can I make this bigger? No, I can't. Of course not. That it should be there. Yep, it's there. Just can't see it on my computer currently, which is very annoying. There we go. Anyway, so you can see there's actually a red line going here at the very top of the screen, which is telling us, hey, it's above 100. All right. So we might need to go ahead and change our scale. So if you double click on available megabytes or whatever counter, you can see that both counters do show up here. All right. First, I like to have different colors for my counters. So instead of them both being red, I'm going to make my available megabytes green just to help differentiate it for me. Go ahead and apply that. You'll notice that there's a very green line down here across the top. So it's saying it's full. And what we can do now is we can scale it. So we can go, okay, let's see if we go to 100th. Let's hit that, scale that. There we go. Now you can see our available memory is actually on the graph. It's not just maxed out like there's no tomorrow. So that should be overall a good scale. Now, as I did say a minute ago, this is by default 100 seconds, and we are moving in 1 second increments. So if we go ahead and right click and say properties, and we go to general, we do have our sampling time. So let's go. I'm gonna make mine. Can I make it every point? No, only 1 second as low as you go, but you can make your duration longer if necessary. So I'm gonna go to 3 minutes, 180 seconds. And that just started our graph over again. You can add as many counters and things like that as you would like here. So I have my available memory in there. Let's go down to the processor. Here we go. Let's look at our page file. All right, so yeah, another processes, not processor. Sorry, clicked the wrong one. Let's go to page file in bytes. And we can go ahead and add the total of that one. Go ahead and hit OK. And again, now it's in green. So again, I'm going to pick a new color. Dark blue sounds good. And where is this? I don't. So wait. There we go. So again, we are maxed out. So let's go ahead and scale that down some more. Nope, not enough. Maybe that might be too much. Let's go back one. There we go. All right, so now you can see both of those going on. And let's see what happens when we open a program. Now, if you guys know, I've been using AutoCAD and Fusion and Inventor. Let's go ahead and open those three. And you can see how all the lines are changing. You can see my green line, remember, which is my RAM, just kind of plummeting right now because I am opening up some intense programs. You can see my paging file bytes is going up. So remember, that is basically the RAM being stored on my hard drive. So that has gone up. It's going, hey, there's some more information that we want to stick there. And actually, we've gone too high. We can't see it anymore. So let's go ahead and change that scale factor up once more, which obviously makes everything a bit smaller, but that's just the way the game goes. Anyway, so you can see everything. Again, we're looking at this over a 3-minute period, which is kind of nice. So we have a nice big window. Let me go ahead and actually open something. So yeah, let's go ahead and open that assembly. So we are now opening that. And you can see my RAM my available megabytes of RAM going down even farther. All right, and if we do hover our mouse over it, we can see the value, which is kind of nice, especially if we click on it. Now, the other thing that you can do is we can pause this. So we can say, hold on, stop there. What's going on? All right, and this is just one type of graph that we have. If you click that pause button there, that will pause it, or Control F will also pause it if you have the window selected. So F for freeze. If we go ahead and click the third button from the left up here, it will take you to a little bar graph view instead of a line chart. And if we click that button one more time, it will give you the exact file information at that last moment in time when you froze it. And that is what the bar graph is showing you too, the moment in time when you froze it. So this view, the bar graph, and this view doesn't give you any history. It's just telling you at the exact moment in time that you froze it. So we can see all of that information, which is, again, kind of a nice little piece of information or piece of software that we can use to determine what's going on. Imagine having a whole lot more counters on here. So let's go ahead, let's add another counter. Let's go back to memory. Actually, let's go to processors. All right, and this time all of them are selected instead of just the one. So I want processor time, but I want all of them individually. So we can go ahead and add all of those in. Notice that they're all different colors, and if I go ahead and hit play again, we should be seeing, oh, that's a big mess, isn't it? But anyway, you can see a lot of information going on there. And again, if we go to our chart view, you can see everything bumping every second. Same here, you can see all the different ones, especially if we would scroll sideways, so you'd see them all. And again, if we pause it, we get that information at that exact moment in time. All right. So you can keep adding more and more counters. So for your homework, you're going to be doing this exact type of thing where you're going to come in here, you're going to put some counters on it. Remember, page file bytes is under your process tab, not your processor, not your memory, not your hard drive. It's under the process tab. And the processor time is normally there by default, this percent processor time. But if you need to add that, that is under the processor section. And overall, that's your performance monitor. But we can use it to see RAM usage when software opens. We can, obviously, if I go ahead and hit record again, now let's go ahead and quick exit out of all of this stuff that I just opened up. And that one, come on. And you should see in a minute, we're going to come back. AutoCAD, let's go away too. This will be the really nice part here, especially with this graph. You can actually see when I closed everything out, I actually have more RAM than I did 3 minutes ago before I opened all of that up. So we actually don't have a huge memory loss issue. All right. Most of that is being taken care of, which is really nice. So we don't have any memory leaks, or at least it doesn't seem to be that we have any memory leaks because we have more RAM available to us now than when we open those programs to start. So kind of a nice way to kind of look at your memory and going, okay, am I getting back everything that I'm supposed to be? Or is that, did I close that process out and something is still using my memory? Like why, if it was still all the way down here at the very bottom of this graph and I'd close all my programs, there'd be something a bit to worry about because why is all my memory gone? It shouldn't be, I've closed everything. So Performance monitor, it's a great window for comparing, memory usage, CPU usage, whatever, from point A to point B. Obviously, with all my CPUs on, it gets a little bit crowded down here, and you can turn some of them off by unchecking. So if you don't want to see them all, we can come down there and, change those checkboxes, which maybe only care about one specific core, but, to each their own. All right, that will be the end of Performance Monitor.